Well, now it's time for our next guest. Michaela Coel is a highly talented creator, writer, and actress who's now starring in Black Earth Rising, a critically acclaimed British limited series launching this week on Netflix. Let's take a look.
Where are you from originally?
Originally from loving parents.
Do you see yourself as a patient or a protagonist?
I'm a genocide survivor. That's why I tried to kill myself. Now, I'm looking for the truth.
Where you were born, it's not always easy just to come out with the truth.
The International Criminal Court is now in session.
Some things are best left forgotten.
She keeps giving me things about my past. Why? What for?
Everyone has been lying to you.
The only chance of a real escape from the past is for everyone to recognize it.
The truth is far more complex than you may wish to hear.
Everyone, please put your hands together for Michaela Coel. Michaela, how are you today?
I am very, very, very well, Brittany.
Yes.
I've been listening to your conversations about city biking.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I am a cyclist. I've tried the city bike. It's very heavy.
They're very clunky.
that's right.
But I think
It's
they do that so
clunky.
people don't steal them.
Or don't ride them at all.
Right. Yes.
Yes,
The,
yeah.
the decorative, really.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
I tried, and I'm a bad cyclist. You wouldn't like me.
Wait, why are you a bad cyclist?
I'm the one that's like going the other way on the one way. You know, it's bad. It's bad. And the helmet thing is not always a thing. And I was even worse of a driver. So
Wow.
I was a really bad driver.
So really, transportation with you.
Basically, I shouldn't leave.
You shouldn't leave your room, really.
Or it's very exciting.
Yeah, you know, it's just like on
You
the
keep
front.
it,
Yeah.
you know? Keep
Nothing
it
is
fun.
promised, including life.
Including life.
Just risking it.
Well, Michaela, we are so excited to talk about Black Earth Rising. I've heard such amazing things about it, and I'm happy that we're going to get to see it here because it blew up over in the UK, right?
I mean, I hope so.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think it's clear that it did, the fact that they're bringing it to Netflix here. So how exciting is that for you, just that people are receiving it so well?
Do you know what? It's amazing. It's been great to be a part of. I've learned a lot of things. And also Hugo Blick I was one of his biggest fans because his writing is just so mysterious and things are unfolding per episode and your head top's being blown off all the time. And so to be in one of these projects, and it has a lot of relevance to real life history and real life current situations. So it's amazing. It's going to be on a big, big, big platform like Netflix.
And take us through your prep for this, because Chewing Gum, which we all know and love you from, is comedy, and this is a very dramatic role. So how did you have to kind of prep differently to get into this character?
Oh, very differently. I mean, with Chewing Gum, because I wrote it, it's almost like I didn't even prep for the acting. There wasn't any time for that. But this, it was a drama. It meant I had to really connect with a character who has deep psychological trauma. She doesn't remember her childhood. She doesn't remember her own name, her family. She's in a new world called Britain that, you know, she's kind of feels very much like an alien. And so she's trying to figure out her past and connect with parts of her life that she doesn't know and that are deeply painful. So I had to, read a lot and hear from a lot of survivors of genocides. And it was very different from Chewing Gum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very different.
And I mean, you said it there, but your character, Kate, is trying to uncover these truths of her past. So I'm curious, what were some of the most challenging moments of that preparation process, as well as maybe some of your favorite moments?
Yes, I think it's like twofold. So there's the really challenging practical things. So I had to learn to scull boats. You know, there's the really tiny little boats. Sometimes there's like 8 people in it, but I had to learn to do that. I had to learn the breaststroke, couldn't do that. Had to learn to speak French. She speaks French.
Wow.
Had to learn to pronounce a lot of consonants and vowels that I don't. She's very well.
I had to do all of that for this job.
Yeah.
Right, you know, because people need to understand you. And I'm like, why? Why? I'm not used to that. So it was like becoming a different person. It's kind of uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah.
But I had to do that. And then really be prepared to dig into pain at any point. While there's 100 people on set and there's lighting and everything's happening, you kind of have to just kind of be prepared to
Go to a dark place.
yes, yeah, and then for 20 times over, and you have to try and not think about the screen or the fact that this is a film. You have to just try and connect with pain, which we all have. So you just have to really keep going there.
Yeah, that sounds like a challenging process
intense.
for sure. Very intense. You worked with John Goodman on set.
Yes, yes.
Who played a human rights lawyer. What was it like working with John?
Amazing. And what's cool is that we both have comedy backgrounds and both found ourselves in this kind of legal drama. Like, okay, hey. But that kind of meant we both knew, oh, this is going to be kind of different. We're both playing people we've never played, and we were quite supportive of each other. We also had like water scenes, and actually I wish he was here so he could tell the story. I saved his life once.
Real talk?
Yes.
You saved
Real
John
talk.
Goodman's life.
Yes, and it's like I can't talk
Thank
about
you.
because he's not here, and I sound like you're making it up,
I would love for you to tell the story though if you want.
He has to go into. We both have to go into the Thames. I can't give spoilers, but the Thames is a river, and it is the kind of river that no one's really supposed to go in. So we weren't allowed to go in like past our knees. John loves water. He's like, what's your spirit animal? I don't know what John's is, but it's something in the water. And he ended up, I don't know how deep. And there's like rocks, there's all kind of like stuff under the water, and something got stuck. And so I had to
Wow.
like a actual I was dragging him. And I've obviously seen him again now that we're both in America. And he's like, I remember when you said that.
You know what? You had that arm strength from all that runway.
Right,
time.
all that.
You were prepared.
Now you should get a
Right.
percentage for every job he books.
Right.
I'm going to bring it up to him later. I'm going to
Just your
send him a
only
little
gift.
email, commission.
But congrats on the Emmy nom.
Yeah.
Like,
And
remember-
technically that's mine.
Right, yeah. You should accept everything. Yeah.
Don't forget to thank me.
Yeah,
You
don't-
wouldn't be here if it wasn't for...
And by the end you start texting remember. That's it.
Always remember.
Period.
Never forget.
And like we mentioned, you created, wrote, and starred in Chewing Gum, which I love so
Thank
much.
you.
Like,
Aw,
such a great
yes.
show. When it hit Netflix, I was tweeting everyone. I was like, watch this show. I think it's so inspiring. And you did a really, really cool thing this past week. You released those scripts, which I think is so awesome. And you have this whole thing about transparency in the business to help everyone as possible. Could you talk more on that?
Yeah, well, first, thank you, Netflix, because if it wasn't for Netflix, you guys would never have seen that show. And it kind of felt like I was exposed to millions of people that were as awkward as me. And it was beautiful to share that. So then why not take it further and share the scripts? I ended up, because of Instagram, e-meeting. So many young writers, creators who want to write, but like me, didn't know, well, how do you do that? What does it even look like? And I'm lucky enough to be an actor, which means I can see scripts. It means I have an insight into what these things look like. And scripts, for some reason, they're not available. And I thought, well, it doesn't cost me anything to just share them. The show is done. Let me just send everybody the scripts. So I did it. And I think it's good to try and empower people. I remember wanting to know how to do these things. Right. My first draft of episode 1, I did 41 drafts, and I didn't need to do 41 drafts. Had I just seen what something like that looked like? So why not? Maybe be part of somebody only having to do 20 drafts. It's better and it's easier. And transparency is huge for me. It's not always very clear. I don't think any business or corporation is clear, and I think I see part of my job as being trying to shed a light for other people, trying to say, keep your eyes open, it's a little bit foggy up here. It's a little bit murky, you might need to keep your eyes open. Yeah, it's part of it.
That's badass. I love that.
I love that.
I am.
It just
Thank you,
removes
guys.
that barrier of entry that's so intimidating, I think, for so many people.
Yes.
It's so hard when you're a young writer. Like living in LA, and I wanted to write, and you try to get access to scripts, and especially they're very systematic of how you have to do it and where you have to go and what you have to write. Like, so to give that access to people is really
So cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah, because it's like if I was always wanting people to remove the barrier, I can't then cross the barrier and just look at the closed barrier and go, oh well,
A lot of people do that
Yeah.
though. It's a choice. There's very few of you that are out there helping people on the other side, and that it really is so impactful.
Yeah.
It's what I would have wanted people to do for me, and people have done it for me. There's a reason why, Netflix bought my show. That's removing a barrier. So I'm trying to do the same.
So cool.
Right. And speaking of Netflix, so now Black Earth Rising now being available to Netflix, which has over, 100 million subscribers. So like that's a third of this country. It's a large amount of people. What does it feel like now that this show could be seen by that large of an audience?
Do you know what? It's
Are you nervous?
I feel like maybe I choose to not think about that.
Right.
Because then it gets weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, why am I in New York right now? I live in London. What's going on? I'm just like, okay, loads of people will see the show, but I don't know what that, I don't know. I'm just going to go back to London and sit on the sofa and watch Netflix.
Like deuces and close your door.
Just do some yoga, ride a bicycle.
That's
That's what I'm going to do.
Cool. And what are you planning for the future? More dramatic roles, going back to comedy? What can you tell us?
I love doing both at the same time. And even in Black Earth Rising, actually, there's little bits of humor. Tiny bits of humor, you have to try. And there's a little, there's some. John has great, moments of light relief, in a very kind of harrowing story. I like doing both. I'm writing, starring in and producing a new show for BBC. And that is it's both.
Yeah.
It's dark, but it's funny.
BBC allows a lot of creative freedom with their shows. I love the BBC.
They really do. Yeah.
That's so exciting. I can't wait to watch it when
Yeah.
it goes on the air. Hopefully it's available to us in America, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Well, America.
Yeah.
You have so many fans at this table, and so we are so excited to see this, and so
Thank you,
excited to
Brittany.
meet you and just hang
Guys,
out.
too.
Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. It was fun. Thank you, guys.